To stop the harebrained road calming and safety schemes, including 20 miles per hour zones, to end what he says is a war on motorists. But why have you waged a war on motorists for the last 13 years?
Now, was our Tory MP Andrea Leadsom asked the perfect zinger question from the British Broadcasting for the Conservatives, Joe Coburn.
To stop the harebrained road calming and safety schemes, including 20 miles per hour zones, to end what he says is a war on motorists. But why have you waged a war on motorists for the last 13 years?
Well, there's a very technical issue about what, for example, Sadiq Khan is doing.
Well, no, hang on a second. He said he wants to end the war on motorists. So clearly, you have waged a war on motorists for the last 13 years.
That is not the case.
That is the case, Andrea.
And
well, what are you ending then?
So what the Prime Minister is seeking to do is to enable people who have no choice because the bus network isn't up to it. These are local authorities.
Yes, and who funds these councils every year, Andrea?
Many of them Labour-run, who decide on what buses to support, to put on, or their private sector bus networks, etc.
Now again, who gives these councils funding every year? And yes, as somebody who did work for the council for 30 years, and the last 10 of them years was when Tories were in power, and every year we were brought into the canteen, told that funding from central government had been cut, then dragged into the office, contract ripped up and told, here's a new contract, sign it or just see ya, because somebody else will be quite happy to sign it. But anyway, let's watch Joe Cobern cast a bait out there to basically trap Andrea about 20-mile-an-hour zones. Now, will Andrea nibble?
People need to use their cars, and what the Prime Minister is saying is we need to enable people to continue to use their cars.
Well, using their cars, but do you agree with him that it's harebrained to have these 20-mile-per-hour speed zones?
It depends where. I mean, he's talking about a specific context. So outside a school, no, of course, 20 miles an hour is very sensible when children are running around. But outside a sort of a residential area along a relatively main road, then that is a harebrained scheme. Yeah, so it depends on the context.
Right, because in your constituency, though, the thing is, Andrew, in your constituency, a speed limit on a key road has been dropped from 40 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour, and you lobbied National Highways in support of this. We have the letter here. It's clear that with traffic calming measures, a lowered speed limit and appropriate signage to be used to deter HGVs from going through the centre of Towcester. This will prevent the A5 from being used as a rat run, and once the relief road is up and running, encourage them to use as their main route. You're in favour of lowering.
That's a whole different... honestly, the centre of Towcester is extraordinary. It's an old Roman
different,
road.
Isn't it, in one's own constituency?
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is, Andrea. But let's be honest here. Like most Tory MPs, like our Lettuce Liz, our Spafford Johnson and that melting candle, David Frost, Andrea Leadsom has form when it comes to changing her stance for political gain, hasn't she?
I'm going to nail my colours to the mast here. I don't think the UK should leave the EU. I think it would be a disaster for our economy, and it would lead to a decade of economic and political uncertainty at a time when the tectonic plates of global success are moving.
Like a fine wine, never ages, does it? Apparently, if anyone posts this bit to her on her Twitter account, she blocks them. What a shocker. Now, the thing is, I found the way the British Broadcasting for the Conservatives been treating this government over the last few days quite intriguing. It's almost as if they know this government's days are numbered and there's nothing to fear anymore. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below, and if you want to watch another Tory getting torn to shreds because of disinformation, you might want to watch this video here. And it just leaves me to say, until the next time, have a fantastic weekend and take care and farewell, my friends.